Hi, this is Matt from Corsensu, and we're going to show how we can get our Miro storyboards into platforms like the LMS. And in this example, we're going to use Moodle, but there are other LMSs supported. This is just a quick demonstration. So we have a very simple design or a storyboard in our Miro, and we're going to just talk about how we've structured it in here. So we have week one. There are 7 activities or things to do for the learner. So we've got a welcome activity, set the task, a lesson, a video session, an assessment, and a few other things as well, ending in a group work discussion. So this is quite a simple storyboard, but at the moment, these are just sticky notes in Miro. So how can we get them from Miro into a platform like Moodle? Well, you could export them as CSV or you could copy and paste them. But as these grow in volume and as they grow in depth, you might add lots more content. You want a system that can help you go from one platform to the next to save your time and to stop all that copying and pasting. So how can we do it with Corsensu? Well, I'll go to this completely new blank learning design in Corsensu and I'll start the import process. What we do is we can choose to import from Miro, and we're connected to the Miro platform. And if I click on this drop down, I can see my Miro boards. The one I was in is called My Learning Design. Once I've chosen My Learning Design, I've got a few options, but what it's showing me is all of my sticky notes from Miro ready to be imported. And I can just select them, all the ones I want to bring over. I won't add everything. And I can set them as content. So I could allocate them as something different, like a learning outcome. And I'll choose this section for where I want to import them. And I just click import. That's happening in the background. And if I go into my design, what I can see here is the sticky notes from my Miro are now replicated, or the ones I chose are now replicated in my Corsensu design. I can do lots of things in here to extend that and to add more learning content and to define what they'll become in the LMS. But if I want to very quickly just take them over into Moodle, perhaps as a proof of concept or a wireframe in the LMS, from my export options, I just choose Moodle. And I have a few different options when creating a Moodle. But what I'll do is I'll create a whole new course. And this will appear in here. This is just a fairly blank Moodle version 5 installation. And I don't have that course yet. So I'll click Create New. And it just prepares my course for me. And it's saying that I can go to Moodle now and I'll get to see the updates. Inside Moodle, I've now got that new course. It's just called Import from Miro. It wasn't very imaginative. But if I click through to that, what I can see now is it's converted all of those Miro sticky notes into Moodle pages. I've got Welcome to Learners, effectively all the way up to the future careers skills index resource that I had over here. So from the beginning, all I've done is I've gone from Miro, set up my post-its, moved them into Corsensu and set them up as learning items. And then I've exported them from Corsensu into Moodle. They don't have any content. There were only this high-level sticky notes, but we could say that we're done. Now we can extend this even further if we want to, and we'll cover that in other videos. For example, in Corsensu, we could add the learning content to those sticky notes. We could define the actual material that we're preparing for our learners, or we could set them up, for example, as assessments, as the document that the learner will receive. But we'll cover all of that in additional videos. This is just to highlight the very simple workflow from Miro sticky notes through Corsensu and out into your Moodle platform so that you're starting to create courses. You can start to create structures and wireframes and work with educators and show them how quickly you can get their ideas into reality in a platform like Moodle. Thanks for watching. Any comments, just put them below. We're going to keep making videos like this to show you how you can get your learning design or instructional design processes a little bit more efficient, a little bit more smooth. So less copying and pasting and more connectivity between platforms. Thanks for watching. Bye.